The NBA playoffs are underway. So you know what that means? We have to have the age-old debate on who's the greatest. Is it Michael Jordan or is it LeBron James? Now, what does that have to do with your workplace? Well, think about it. Who would you rather have as a boss or a teammate? Would you prefer superstar Michael Jordan, or would you prefer the ultimate passer, LeBron James? Hello, my name is Glen Guyton, keynote speaker and cultural futurist, equipping organizations with employee engagement solutions that drive innovation, reduce workplace stress, and boost performance. Do me a favor and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. And if you like the content, share it with a friend. All right, I mentioned the NBA playoffs and, of course, the age-old question, who's the greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? Now, some of this just depends on what era you're from. But King James redefined greatness through his unselfish leadership. You know, he sees the whole court. He's a great passer, and he makes everyone on the team better. Now, MJ, on the other hand, was ice cold clutch. He was a scoring machine. He demanded greatness, and he didn't care who got into his way, even if it meant beating up a few teammates. Both were great in their own way. But if you were leading a team, who's going to get the most out of that team? Who's going to make sure that everyone contributes and everyone thrives? Well, I'll let you debate that amongst yourselves. You can even put a comment in the chat, who's going to be better at leading a workforce team. Would it be Michael Jordan or would it be LeBron James? I'll let you all work out that. But I want to just share 5 things with you that I think help get the most out of your team. Now, look, we can demand that everyone performs on a team, right? We can demand that. But as leaders, we have to figure out what people's strengths are. And I'm going to continue with this basketball analogy. I'm not very good at playing basketball. I'm not in the NBA. I'm not tall enough, really, even though Muggsy Bogues and some other people played basketball. This just is not my greatest strength. And so I can go out and just play hours and hours and practice hours and hours and try to get better. Maybe I should have done this before I turned 55, but I'm not going to get too much better at basketball. So I'm utilizing my skills in other places. But let's just think about this basketball court analogy. Everyone can't perform the same role, right? We all have very distinct roles on a basketball court. Some people are passers. Some people are shooters. Some people play defense, even though they say nobody in the NBA plays defense anymore. But we're supposed to have 5 different positions in basketball and 5 positions that do very specific things on the court. So how do we maximize those 5 people when they're on the court? Number of different ways. We have to know where everyone is supposed to be positioned. We have to know what everyone is good at. And we want to make sure that people aren't just standing around looking while someone else is carrying the load. And that's how it is in many organizations. If you have a superstar on the team, sometimes other people are just standing and watching. People aren't participating and they get lost. We don't want people to get lost in our workplaces. So we have to make sure that we are engaging our team members in the right way so that everyone contributes and that everyone strives. And you know what happens? Then people stay. People stay, we have good retention, and everyone knows what they should be doing and how they contribute to the team. So I'm just going to give you 5 tips that I think will help you get the most out of your team, that will help people play to their strengths and ensure that you are accomplishing your mission with less stress and greater harmony. Number 1, alignment of role and identity. Again, thinking about the basketball analogy. Everyone has a position that they need to play. Everyone has a role. And we need to talk to people about those roles. Are you comfortable in your role? Am I utilizing your strengths in the right way? Am I getting the most out of you? People have to understand who they are, what they bring, and you as a leader, as a manager, need to understand that as well. Number 2, clear purpose and autonomy. Why does this matter? Employees need to understand how their tasks connect to the larger purpose and that they have a freedom to approach their work in a way that's meaningful to them. Again, let's go back to basketball. If you are a defensive specialist, you know that your role isn't necessarily to get 20 or 30 points a game, but you may need to get 2 or 3 block shots. Now, if you are a defensive player and all you're focused on is getting that 20 to 30 points a game, you're missing out on what the team needs from you. But if you say, hey, I may get 2 or 3 points, but at the same time, I'm going to make sure that I get my 2 or 3 blocks per game. I'm contributing. I know my role. I know my purpose, and I know how that fits. Because if you're trying to score and the scorer is trying to score and no one's playing defense, what do you have? You have the modern day NBA. Let me get off of that. No, you have a problem. You have a weakness that's being exploited. People aren't playing to their strengths. Number 3, confidence in the culture. So why does this matter? You know, people do their best work when they trust that their ideas won't be dismissed and mistakes won't be punished. Do you have that freedom and flexibility on your job to try new things, to drive innovation? There has to be a baseline of trust. Even the most talented team members hold back if they feel like they're going to be demonized for making a mistake, if they feel like there's no appreciation and value for taking risks. So we have to set the tone. We have to be consistent with our expectations. We have to have fair responses. And we have to have a system where we can give critique in a way that still encourages people to take risk, knowing that their jobs aren't at risk or that they're not going to be diminished in some way for trying new things. So people need to have confidence in the culture. Hey, when it comes time to take the winning shot, what happens if I miss? Or if I miss, they're gonna fire me. If I miss, the team's gonna come down hard on me. So I can't take this shot. I'm gonna pass it to someone else. I'm gonna pass on the opportunities because I'm afraid of the repercussions if I'm not perfect. Don't have that kind of culture. Next, number 4, task variety and challenge. So why does this matter as we think about strengths in the workplace and engagement? Sometimes repetitive or monotonous work leads to disengagement. People thrive when they grow and they can be stretched. So we have to make sure we put people in new positions, give them new opportunities. Sometimes we may need to rotate responsibilities. Does this tie into the basketball analogy when I say people have set roles? Yeah, you can change up the lineup. You can change the rotation. You can change who plays with who. Maybe for this game, you let this person take the last shot if they are a shooter. In another game, if they're a shooter, you may let that other person take the last shot. So we can have variety within our set positions. We can switch up the work and keep it interesting for people so that they stay engaged. And number 5, the final thing is manager support and recognition. Why does this matter, Glenn? People are too soft. We pay them. That's not enough. According to Gallup, managers account for 70% of the variance in team engagement or team performance. When managers recognize strengths and provide support, employees feel valued and energized. Now, this goes back to maybe the Michael Jordan, LeBron James discussion. How you lead makes a difference. You have to coach people, not just manage them. You have to celebrate the small wins and reflect on people's strengths with them. Now, again, thinking about basketball, what kind of teammate is going to bring out the best in people? The teammate that trusts people, that passes the ball when they need to, or the one that's a ball hog that has to have the ball in their hands at all times, that's controlling. Think about it. What type of manager brings out the best in you? And don't you like to be celebrated? I like to be celebrated. We all want to be celebrated. We all want to be recognized for our work. Remember that we are human beings leading other human beings. That's one thing AI can't do. It can't replace how we interact with one another in meaningful ways. So those are my 5 tips. Let's not forget that better leaders get better results. So to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this. Stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. My name is Glen Guyton. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.